Oh, hello, Kenneth. This is Kenneth Eldridge with me, and he's an Australian hypnotist in Perth. He's been in the field for a long time. I don't even know how many years, but it's pretty long. And he's been a busy hypnotist in that. But before we talk up to Kenneth, I just want to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing training Simpson Protocol live online. And we're coming to Australia to do that since we can't come this year and see you privately and in person. We're coming to you online. So I have now got 2 full trainings under my belt, and I can tell you that I'm astounded because it actually seems to be even better and easier for the people taking the course. And limiting beliefs we have about live is better, and I thought so the whole time. So sort of being forced out into it, and I've been deeply surprised by the outcome, because these people we are in 4.5 hour segments instead of 8, because I think 8 online is a long time. And we've been having such great outcomes in the practices online, prepare people to practice online or live. They don't, it just takes it so easy, and it happens right away because they're already doing it in class. So the whole thing has astounded me because I really noticed they understood it better. Now, I'm not sure if it's why exactly. Could be because they're so focused and listening to me, instead of sometimes you get chatting with your buddy about, oh, this happened last time and all that kind of stuff. And maybe that's just the focus, but whatever it is, they bond very easily, and that's been an astounding outcome. So I'm really looking forward to doing my third one in Australia. But I wanted to ask Kenneth, because Kenneth has been doing SP for a while now, and I want to know from him, I'm going to ask him what it did for him. Why would hypnotists look for doing Simpson Protocol? So, Kenneth, if you would, you can just go from where you want to go to.
As you know, I've been doing it for quite some time. I've got more than 1,000 sessions under my belt of SP, and it's my go-to. It's so complete. You don't. It doesn't matter what the person presents with. It is just something that the mind can work with, and it knows what to do, because when you think about it, the mind remembers everything that person experienced in a lifetime. So it knows what happened. If it knows what happened, it knows how to undo what happened, or whatever you want to call it, undoing, so that brings it back to a base where that negative, or what if you want, doesn't isn't there anymore. And it doesn't matter when it happened, how it happened, or why it happened. The mind can just do it, and we're not. And the even and I think the best thing is, I don't have to try to reframe an experience. I
No.
don't have to do that, and I found, and that is so much easier. So because and I find that if you try to, so like, take for instance a green. How many shades of green can there be before it changes to a different color? Now, if someone says, "Oh, it's a light green," but you can't see that in your mind's eye. So how can you reframe that into whatever it's supposed to be for that person? Whereas that person's mind knows exactly what they want or what they need. So all you have to do is say, let the client achieve what they need to achieve, and they do, without you having to be what's the word? Trying to understand and bring your own words and mind into the equation. It doesn't matter. You don't matter. You're just a conduit for the change. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I like about it. And it's a complete thing. Like, you're not trying to resolve anything. It's on a holistic level. It's on all the levels of mind. And it's just, I don't know. I've just found that things happen so much faster. The And you don't seem to get the conscious mind trying to control what the subconscious mind has to do, or vice versa, because you're not using either of them, you're using the higher mind to do it for them. And when you take the subconscious and the conscious out of the equation, and it's so damn easy. And I've never had so many wows at the end of a session. And I say, wow, I don't know what we did. I don't know what I've done, but I just feel good.
Mhm.
Because 99% of the time they got no idea what they did because they didn't do it. Their mind did it for them. And when you get something like that, I say, well, I have a very good idea what might have happened, but that's all you have. You have an idea. You
Yeah.
don't know.
No.
You're the therapist, but you don't need to know. That's it. And it takes all the responsibility of the therapy away from the therapist. You don't need to do it.
Does it, but it also, I mean, we don't put judgment in, we don't, and it's client centered, all those things.
Oh,
But
that's right.
if you're the type of person that likes to be in charge of a session and do exactly what you want, this isn't for you. This
No.
is only for people who really want those to help the people get at it through their own mind and adjust everything that needs to be adjusted, right?
And that's all you have to do. Just allow and understand that the client knows what they have to do and knows what they need, and they're going to do the therapy themselves using their own internal resources. So you're not doing it. You're guiding them, if you like. And that's all you are doing. You're not doing anything else.
Mainly, you're guiding them mostly into the right state of mind to allow it to happen. And then well, all we ever do is ask questions to a yes or no, and it's their choice what to answer.
And all
And
that we're going to get is yes or no.
yep,
And whatever answer you're given is the right answer.
always, yeah. You never have to second guess it. You never have to do anything. So
If,
from that point of view, I think for me, the reason that I like it so much is we cannot make a mistake.
well, that is so true, because if the client is doing some work, it's doing the work right. They can, and someone said, "Oh, what happens to abreaction?" They're not abreactions. It's the way the client needs to process things.
Yeah.
That's all. And I think, yeah, well, and I've had a couple, and I thought, oh, that's good. A little bit weird, but yeah, I just sometimes a person might get. I just say, superconscious, can you allow them to process that in a more relaxed manner, if it's possible? Yeah, okay, and they slow down. But oh, I just welcome every client and every action in my chair, because it's right, and they need to do that. You can't stop them from doing those things. And I've helped people with PTSD, sexual trauma, uh, depression, anxiety. Um, just recently, had a client for heroin addiction, and he never touched it after the first session, because all I did was ask him, "How do you know you need it?" He said, I get pains all over. Superconscious, can you just let that pain go so he doesn't need it, so he doesn't need the drug? Yeah. And from that point on, 5 sessions it took. And we included cigarette smoking in those 5 sessions. So neither did he take need the heroin anymore, he didn't smoke either. Um, uh, biting nails, pulling hair, picking themselves. Smoking, alcohol, moderation. There is, if you think of an issue that someone might present with, I can pretty much guarantee you in the last 18 months, I've used SP for all of them.
You know, when we're in class, I keep saying to people, you can use it for everything.
Yeah.
And then the next question you get is, well, can you use it for this and can you use it for that? And you now have been doing this for a long time, and now you know that my answer, the first thing I said was, you can do this
Well,
for everything.
I have to say, Ines, I did not believe you.
I know.
No, you can't do it for everything. So after we finished on the Sunday, my first session on Monday was some with anxiety, and I knew you could do it for that. So anxiety, then went to depression. Then it took me a little bit of time. Then I'm doing it for weight loss, and it's the easiest way to help people lose weight. Then I thought, oh well, and I really like doing my smoking sessions. So it took me a while to decide I'm going to use for smoking. But yeah, and it just pain is the fastest way I've found to reduce pain. Can you turn it down to zero? Yeah, do it that now. It's done. But sometimes it doesn't happen that way, but there's other reasons for that. But
Yeah.
if it's but it reduces, it works on every level of mind. So if there's a reason for that, because a person needs to punish themselves or think they need it or whatever, or the mind needs it to let because there's still something wrong. But it's all done in the way that's right for your client. So
there's also something you mentioned to me that is a benefit to the hypnotist. You said to me, I feel so much more relaxed. I'm never worn out anymore.
oh, I used to battle through 3 sessions a day because I would have to think, do this, do that. Am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Am I getting the right response? Now I can do 6 a day and finish it just as fresh as a daisy when I started, because there is absolutely no pressure. Absolutely no pressure. I guide them into trance. They go into trance, not me. I just have to go into trance. Everyone knows how easy it is to get people into trance. But then it's just a matter of letting them do the work the way they need to do it.
Yeah.
And
It's much easier for you and the client.
Each session is just as long as it needs to be. And that's what I tell my clients. Sometimes it's an hour and a half, sometimes it's 2 hours. But that's because the client needs to do the work. That's it, simple. But you're only asking questions, yes or, and you're getting an answer, yes or no. That's all it is.
And all of it is really stuff you've taken so many trainings in the past. You know, there's got parts therapy and it's got this and it's got that and it got lots and lots of stuff that we normally use in a different, easier way. Yeah.
I spent so many hours and dollars learning stuff. And yeah, you go through that process. Now, I'm happy. I'm very, very happy where I am now, doing what I'm doing now. And all I do now is probably modify what I started, how we started with SP. And the fact that we've got a Facebook group, we can have one-on-ones with different people in SPs around the world. It's not a closed community. It's and people like to talk about what they do, and we all learn from each other.
Yeah.
And like you and I, we have a talk every
time. This evolves continuously. I'm in the process of making a new manual again. A much simplified manual, actually. So everyone is going to be learning the simpler, gentler, easier way to do SP.
I just, if somebody wants something, a therapist wants something that works, that they don't, that is so profound. I think that's the word to use. Outcomes can be so profound that people don't realise what's changed until, I just don't know what shifted. I just feel good. And I ask them when they open their eyes, how do you feel now? Oh, I don't know. I just don't know what happened, but I just feel great. There's person has experienced anxiety for 20 plus years. Wow. And to see the expressions on their face. And they say, I'm going to tell my friends. I have to tell my friends. And that's why my diary is always pretty full, because I advertise, but people like the outcome. They tell people about the outcome. And they don't know what they did. They just know they came to a hypnotherapist.
Well, just think about it for a moment. You told me just now that you've done over 1,000 sessions, 1,000 people, or what sessions? Yeah. I wasn't sure.
Sessions,
but, yeah. Yeah. So you think of how many people you've helped in that time that you started doing this. You helped people your whole life so far, but you speeded up the process a little.
Well, it has. And yeah, I know some people are frightened. I can't sell programs with, and you really can't sell programs using this, because where things used to take 6 or 7 sessions, it's taken 3 sessions to resolve their issues.
I managed to sell a program for 3 sessions.
Yeah, and sometimes you can always do them, but not in my. That's just not. I don't. I used to sell sessions. I used to sell programs of up to 12 sessions,
Uh-huh.
and people don't need that, and and your clients appreciate the fact that you're working for them. They're not there for you.
Yeah.
And I like that, and that's why they so wow, wow. I've got to tell them. And I had one girl. She said she's told the whole bloody world. She can't shut up. She says, "Oh, I'm just that sort of person. When I find something is really good, I have to tell everybody." And
And
so
the interesting thing, Kenneth, is that the client themselves tells you if they need the other session. They know.
that's exactly right, because you just ask that. Like last night, I had a lass that hasn't had a decent night's sleep. She can't remember when. And we pretty much, and I'm pretty confident, we resolved everything in that session. But I don't like just doing one session, because I like to think, well, there might be something else. So we just said to Superconscious, is it worthwhile? Would she get benefit from another session? Yeah. Okay. Can we book another session in this time next week? Yeah. Done.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty confident she's only going to need that one other session, because we just did all the work in that one in the first session. And you get to understand when you ask the right question. Well, just ask the question, you get the answer. Uh, no question is wrong.
Oh, that's right. There you
Like
go.
when you're in class, only question not the right question, the one you don't ask.
Yeah.
Uh,
Once you've done it for a while, though, it just sort of free flows out of you, and you just,
just become.
yeah.
Um, and someone said to me, "Is it boring?" Not. It's repetitious, if you like, to a point where you're asking the same questions, but you're getting different answers. So it's not boring. It's just, but you don't. It's like when you get to know what you're doing, when you've been doing it for as long as I have, you can alternate and do different things, but you're still asking questions. And I just have to say to you, Ines, thank you ever so much for that first trip to Australia you did, because otherwise I'd still be doing the stuff like in timeline, or trying to make Ericksonian hypnosis work for somebody, or I need to do direct suggestions on this person. I don't need to think about all those things anymore, because the client already knows, not consciously, otherwise they wouldn't need any help. But the client already knows what the issue is and how to resolve it. And
So
all
would
you're
it,
is doing, helping them along the way.
yeah,
It's
would it be safe to say that you love SP, and if anyone in Australia or in Western Australia would like to just ask you something, that you're open to that?
they could they can just 0431 They can call me anytime, and I'll talk to them about SP. I hope I don't ramble on too much, because I just love it.